thank you for joining me again here on Court Farm for episode 31 with me, Mr. Sealy P. As you've just seen, daily chores need to be done. I could get away with probably doing them every other day. The pigs and stuff that needed feeding, there was some other bits I could probably do every couple of days or maybe even once a month. It depends how OCD you are about needing to have things tidy and clean and manure picked up and that kind of thing. But we are back down at our pallet haul and storage because I'm going to take a load of the pellet pallets we made to sell. Now, while I'm doing this, all sorts of are you ready? You know what I'm like. Just while I'm doing this, while I'm travelling, I thought I was just going to go there, and I thought, I'll show me being there and we'll unload. But no, there are things to talk about. I just talk about my life, you know that. But firstly, we'll discuss the pallet situation. So the question now is, has it all been worth it? Will it be worth it? Here's the rundown. The price for hay, just hay on its own at the moment, is somewhere around between 80s, sort of mid to high 80s to mid to high 90s. I think 97 was about the best price for 1,000 litres. So the thing you've got to look at is the palletizing and pelletizing process shrinks it down 4 to 1, so you lose 4 times the amount. So what I've got to look at is, if I sold it at regular, if I multiply that price by 4, so 97 would mean that, like I say, if you're comparing pellets to loose, you would need to bump it out 4 times. So I'd get a little under 400, roughly how it would be working out. The pellets are roughly at the moment, and most of the sell points on the map, going for about 415, 420. So looking at it like that, you're not making a huge amount of money by pelletizing. Like I said before, the only bonus to it is it shrinks it all down, saves on space. You can store it as pallet. I mean, you can store bales, but you can store it as pallets. You know, you've got that compression ratio, and then once you use it back again for feed or bedding, whatever you're going to do with it, you get that compression ratio back. Not bedding, you know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. But if you've got a location near you that has the pallet sell point for specifically for pellets, and again you can do loose, it doesn't have to be palletized, that at the moment is paying high 700s. So in actual fact, compared to just hay on its own, if you didn't even bother pelletizing, if you just sold your hay, the pelletizing process, selling it at the pallet sell point, I'm doubling my money on my hay. But you've got to ask the question, the cost of the haul, the cost of the palletizing, all of it, is it worth it? That's what you've got to ask yourself. And as I've said before, it's the process and enjoying doing something a bit different. What I was going to do was lease a different low loader, a trail behind one, but they're all fairly big and it's tight lanes. I thought, well, I had one of these trailers already, so all I've done is leased the second one. The second one was 600, I think it was, to lease. I can do 20, well, I can probably stick more on if I wanted to. If I stacked them more neatly, I probably could have got more on each one, but I'm doing 24. So we'll take 24 down, 48,000 litres of pellets, and we'll see what we get. It's just a bit of extra money back in the bank, because what I'm terrible for doing is doing processes, gathering stuff up, storing it, and then it stays stored. I'm not selling it, you know, because I've enjoyed doing the process. It's there. I'm doing contract work and other things, and my money sort of picks up again. This is not good. I can't see where I'm going. Have I gone the wrong way? Oh no, this is the one where it goes out into the countryside, doesn't it? It's a weird route, this. We kind of leave the metalled roads and we end up on tracks, don't we? Going round and round the fields until we find the bridges. That was it, I remember now. I can turn that off now, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is just a case. I'm going to take it, sell it, get some money back in the bank. I might do the rest as well. Take those, sell those. And then we can get our money back up a bit until contracts become available. We are into June. There's a whole load of baling contracts, but again, there's no harvest contracts yet because July is when that's really going to start. And I said I would see you in July, but I was going to do this anyway. So again, I thought I'd show me doing it. This is what I'm doing at the moment. So here we are. Oh, it's this way, isn't it? There's not a bridge there. So anyway, yeah, that's that. And yeah. The story of my life. I can't catch a break. I honestly can't catch a break at the moment. It's always the way, isn't it? So, funny story. Saturday, we were invited to my wife's cousin's house, and she lives out in Swindon. She serves in the RF with her fiance, who are getting married in June. So we're invited to their house. We've been there a few times, and we end up, the kitchen party sort of thing. We go out for lunch or dinner or whatever, have a few drinks, and back to the house, and bit of music goes on. It's just nice, spending a bit of time with people. It's, I really enjoy it. So we were invited over Saturday afternoon, and then come home Sunday afternoon. So one night away. Myself and Mrs. Silly P drove up across to Swindon. Yeah. Went out to the pub for the afternoon. Oh, it was lovely. Had a fantastic time. It was a really nice weekend. Stayed for Sunday lunch, headed home Sunday afternoon. But drove a different route home. So rather than going on the main sort of motorway along the M4, and obviously if you're not from the UK, it's not going to be much to you. But we decided to cut across country and go up past Oxford, out to a place called Aylesbury, and head back round that way to avoid the motorways and the M25 around London, that kind of thing, which can be a bit of a nightmare. So on the way home, we're coming down a road called the A41, and there's a few different options at that point of how we can get home from there, avoiding traffic in different places, you know. So I pick a route. Of the multiple that I could have chosen, I pick a route. And there's a place called Bovingdon. So we're driving through Bovingdon, minding my own business. 3 young lads, kids I suppose, it depends how you want to refer to them, on BMXs on the right hand pavement. So I'm driving on the road, on the right hand pavement, and the kid at the front decides he's going to hop the curb as he's going on the pavement, hops the curb out into the road, directly across in front of me. How I didn't hit him, I have no idea. I swerved to the side to avoid hitting him and smash into the curb. Bang! Tyre pops. Big chunk out my alloy wheel. I mean, at the time I didn't know the tyre had popped. I said to my CDP, well, that's going to be a puncture, and laughed, and then we go about 10 feet, flat tyre. And because when we bought the van, it's a VW sort of day van camper, it came with alloys as standard on the camper. It's not, that doesn't come standard from Volkswagen. And because we don't have a spare, because the spare being their bigger alloys, lower profile, wider, that kind of thing, the rack underneath the van where the spare tyre would normally go, they don't fit in. So when we bought it, you didn't get a spare. So we had to leave it in Bovingdon, which is a fair way from where we live. My daughter had to come and pick us up. So I spent a better part of this morning trying to source a new tyre, because they're not on sort of standardish size, and because they're for larger vehicles, SUVs, vans, that kind of thing. And now I've got to work out whether I can get a mobile fitting company to come out and meet us there, which is going to be organising, coordinating, meeting at the same time, that kind of thing, without sitting for hours in the van, or getting breakdown to bring the van back from there to our house and then getting someone come out to do the tyre. Or do I take the wheel and tyre off and take... Honestly, it's just... I said, if I'd have just picked one of the other routes, it wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have happened. So that's where I'm at today, having a great old time. Anyway, so locally, this is where our pallet sell point is. I think they supply to local stables and that kind of stuff, so we're going to be selling here. That at least is the plan for the moment. See how we get on, I suppose. Like I said, is it all worth it? Will it be worth it? I'm not too sure. Let's find out. I've just realised I haven't even got my mic in position. Oh, I'm having, it's one of those days. It's just... I'll have to turn the volume up when I edit. Sorry about that. Oh. Wasn't too bad actually. I messed this up. I didn't realise how tight it was getting in here. Okay, that's not bad actually. What were we on, 120 something, weren't we? Take that. We've got another load to bring. Yeah, not good. Alright. It's one of those things. Do I edit this out because it's embarrassing? Oh, I'm terrible with these trailers. I really don't like them. The swivel... Oh! Actually, while I'm here though, spoiler alert, look away now. We might as well get a bonus hole rear, look. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and get another load and bring them over. And then I will see you, I promise, in July. I'm going to get this harvesting done. I just wanted to see whether it's worth it. I mean, of course it's worth it. You know, you're making money. And it's, as I've said before, any of these processes, if you look at it as a long-term thing, if I was going to be running a farm and diversifying into doing pelletizing, and I'd paid for a pellet hall and a pelletizer, even if I leased that, you'd be talking about something that you would try and regain that money back over years. You wouldn't be expecting to make your money back in the first year. You know, it's going to be a long-term prospect. You might carry on doing pelletizing for the next 20 years, in which case you might make your money back in the first 5, and then bang, you're free and clear. I don't know, but we've got some money back. That's the main thing. You know what I'm going to do? Don't know why I didn't think of doing this before. I often do this when I'm mucking around with trailers, trying to turn and stuff like that, and think just disconnect them, do one at a time, get them in a position you're happy with, and then go again. That's probably the best bet. I know I'm mucking around on this lovely people's driveway. They've been very kind, allowed us to bring our product here to sell. I'll just churn up your lovely driveway with my tractor. Sorted, there we go. Beacon's off. I will head back. Load up the next loads. I think we had 55 pallets. So I can do 2 full loads. Will take me to 48 and we'll have a few left over. So I'll do 2 full loads and then I'll worry about the rest later. Right, straps off. Straps off. And I will head off. We're into July, people, we made it. A lot of things are going to happen now. As you've just seen, I did a load of silage baling contracts. All the silage baling contracts, I actually sold the bales with them. I was doing the silage baling contracts because I was feeding Kaleb's cows and realised I was running quite low on silage bales. Court Farm had some up on the hill, but not a huge amount. So I thought, you know what, I'll do the contracts, I'll get the bales. Then it suddenly dawned on me that I've got a grass field just to the side of the fields that I bought, part of the big periphery lands, and Court Farm's got their big field that we've been doing sort of 2 or 3 cuts a year on. So I did silage baling on those with the equipment I borrowed, not borrowed, but leased for the silage baling contracts. So as it turned out, I had enough bales and I've left... Oh no, this was going to happen. I left a load of bales, so I was just going to say this. I've towed this back from the... yeah, I know, sorry. I towed this back and it's been dragging the whole time, that wheel, the nose wheel on there. So when it goes out to a field, it's going to have to go on the harvester or on a tractor because it's too low on the Land Rover, unfortunately. So what I'll do is just get out of the way here. Just think if I can get into the back of the farm, if there's not a lip going in. So I've still left some up at the Court Farm field, not many, and I bought a full trailer load down here. But the other bonus to this as well, I think Kaleb's going to be overjoyed. I hope he's going to be overjoyed because we had to move his cows over to somewhere they could be looked after and housed, which we did here at Stonebridge. They have now reproduced, so we've doubled the herd. We've gone from 76 to 152. That's not bad. That's pretty good going, doubling the herd, especially that size. So yeah, so I thought, well, we're going to need more silage bales. We were down to this was what was left here at the farm. Like I said, we've got the silage clamp up at Court Farm, which we could have utilised as well. But I just thought that there were loads of baling contracts there. Let's just crack on with it and get them done. But now we're into July. We had a couple of contracts have come up for harvesting because we've got harvesters. I've just taken them on. They're not big contracts or big fields. One's for rye, one's for barley. The barley one I've taken on because I want the straw. I'm not bothered about the contract. I'm doing the contract because I'll get the byproduct. That's the plan for that one, if I don't make a mistake and complete the contract, which I have done before. You know that. And if we go to, actually we need to be back on here. If we go up to here, you will see that our fields, this one's not ready yet, the soybean, because we're not into the harvest season for that, but if we do that, our linseeds and our wheat field are both ready to harvest. If we go up, Court Farm, both of the OSR fields are ready to harvest, which is what we started off doing. This is what I've been aiming towards. I know I've done, I could have skipped ahead an entire year if I wanted to, but there was farming I wanted to do. Now, considering how many fields are ready to harvest, we don't have many harvest contracts, which has surprised me. I honestly thought, because I wanted to pick up a couple of these big ones, a couple of big wheat fields, plenty of straw, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do straw pellets, but with a difference, I'm not going to lease the pelletizer. And if you watch my videos, you'll know how we can go about doing that. At least I hope it'll work. It should do. Again, we will see. But that's where we're at. So what I'm going to do... Actually, can I get out from there? Probably not. I'm going to have to get a tractor on there. It's just the Land Rover's too low. So that's what we're going to be doing. I left the telehandler here. I've just, honestly... I don't know what's happened to me. I've become so... ambivalent's the wrong word. I'm normally so OCD about packing stuff away, but I've been trying to get stuff done and trying to get to July, and it just kind of, I thought, well, I'm going to need that for moving bales to feed the cows, and then ended up just leaving it. It's not like me. So since I was talking earlier on about the van and the problem with the blowout and the tyre being damaged and the alloy, I've been on this morning trying to work it all out. Whoa, it's not going to be cheap. The tyre alone, whoa, prices of tyres have gone up a bit. I mean, to be fair, it's the first tyre I've had to buy since we bought the van. All my other cars have been cars, so having the van, it's a bigger wheel and tyre, needs to be heavier duty because it's carrying more weight, and then the mobile fitting guys are going to come out to do it. Yeah, that's not cheap either. So yeah, it's because I don't know. I kept saying to Miss Silly P, it's my own fault. I hit the curb. But it wasn't your own fault because you were trying to avoid hitting a child on a bike. I mean, so I suppose yes, technically I was driving. It was one of those moments, when your heart stops and you're like, you just panic and think, if I can't get out of the way, this is going to end really, really badly. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get onto our two fields first. With our new old harvester. I think we'll do the wheat first because I want to get on to doing that. I mean, that'll probably be the next episode. The great thing as well, once we get our wheat and we'll put it into our silo here, we can get the chickens, which that's something we're going to do because we want to do fresh eggs. She's loud. The frustrating thing is the fields are literally just the end of this field, but without just driving through the hedge, which you shouldn't do. Actually, that's a good point. I'm trying to remember, how do I get to this one? Oh yeah, going on to there and in through there, don't I? Or through past and in, something like that. This one was the one at the tight gateway into it. We harvested that way back, but so yeah, we bought this header trailer. I think the header trailer for this harvester, I don't know why I didn't buy it at the time, was 750. Whoa, that's not good. Oh, okay. Just needs to do its thing. There we go. Oh, we'll see you at the field. Let's get this. Let's open this up. Oh yeah, open that little bit at the front there. Lights, into a cab. Yeah, brilliant. We've made it. I assume this will it should hook up. It's what's designed to go with this harvester. That's close. That's pretty close. I'm just thinking, is there a gap in the hedge anywhere? Just avoid the cows on the way through. I'm sure I said this before, didn't I? Oh, maybe up there. I tried to landscape it a little bit and it didn't really go very well. Oh, it's a bit funny there. Surprised the cows haven't got out, but it's all good. Yeah, it's definitely thinner there. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's alright. That's doable. That's brush. The difference between brush and bush, that's brush. Actually, no, there is a gate in that field, isn't there? I don't think I can get to it through here. Oh! Can't turn around either. Oh! Oh, no, there you go, look. I take it all back, and this is why I bought a small harvester. It's bad enough getting down the lane, but oh, that's perfect, that. Absolutely perfect. And we got a bit of room here. That's marvellous. Oh, hang on though. Hang on. All this time, look. Hello. Hello, son. Right. That field, although we're not using the field, there's a gate that end by the farm. Oh, that's sorted then. We've got our route back. Nice. I'm going to need to get my trailer up. Okay. So if we put that on, that's our yield, which isn't looking too bad. We've got some green there, nothing horrendous at the moment. It's one of those things, you know, you can if you're going through multiple years and you're trying to improve the yield on your fields, that's absolutely fine. But when you're doing the first harvest on a field, you don't know what the yield was going to be anyway. I mean, you can do the best you can, but you've got no historical data previous to that. So as long as you've done all the things you're supposed to do, and it's fertilised and limed and all the rest of it, then all you can hope for is, yeah, we'll get a good yield. If you were going to do the same crop the following year and try to improve on that, then that's absolutely fine. But yeah, it will, again, will depend, as you can see now, bottom left, depends on the soil type. Had a bit of a curve there, so I did the header and turn it, but the next corner I will. I said this when we got it. For the size of harvester, the capacity is actually not too bad. It's not the fastest thing ever, but again, it doesn't need to be. Looking forward to getting our chickens underway. Putting our crates of fresh eggs out by the road. So having gone from contracting, which is what we started off doing, and we are still employed by KCC, and we have got this farm now So as an offshoot from KCC, we've increased the amount of equipment and machinery, so we are actually farming. We can do a lot more contract work than we could before. To the point now, if we've got Kaleb's cows, if we get some chickens in as well. I mean, to be fair, because the pigs up at Court Farm have reproduced, we could buy some of the pigs from Court Farm, and we can have pigs on the farm as well. So we are now, rather than just being a contracting company, we are running a farm as well as contracting. Definitely louder outside. Nice and early in the morning, get cracking. Should be a nice day. It's only going to be part of this field where the yield might be a little bit ropey. We're going to have loads of straw off this. This is going to be absolutely perfecto, especially when we get onto our pelletizing. And the great thing is, we'll use the palletizing. I mean, I don't know. We could just store it loose actually. If we don't, because that's what I was saying. Once it's pelletized, we could pile it up and then just sell it loose. We don't have to. But I think palletizing some of it, I don't know. I think really for the best. Yeah, because if we use the methods I'm thinking of using, we will get maximum pellets. So rather than compressing, it won't compress. So we'll have a lot. So actually, in that case, palletizing it will pay off. And then keeping hold of some floor bedding and stuff would be a great idea as well. So yeah, I think this on the map, this looks like a really small field, but it's not actually that small. Wipe out. Let's go and get our tractor and trailer, get our first one unloaded, and I will crack on. I'll see you in a minute when I come to unload. Happy days. And I can cut through now. Okay. You know what's just suddenly dawned on me? I've got three sides on this, and I don't know if 3 sides is going to be too high for the auger. Nice and tight in to avoid this tree just a little bit. To go into just a tad. There we go. I mean, we are going to be close. Absolutely spot on. Nice, right. Engine off on that. I'm glad we made it. We're here. Yes. we've got one of our local crew carrying on in the harvester. We've got our first 18,600 litres. I have to say, I'm really impressed with what we're getting off this. But like I say, we haven't got far to go to the silo. I'm going to take it in. Actually, we can go at we've got an angle. This little route through, I don't know, I didn't notice it before, but the other thing as well, I was kind of fighting my way through the yard and realised on one of my runs back from the palletising hall to get more bales that if I swing round here, if we came in just in front of this building here, which gave us easier access to turn, there's this diagonal track that runs down here, brings us into the back of the cow field, double gate, and then the entrance into the yard, which is a double gate. It's just so much easier doing that, and I don't know, yeah. I found it, at the end of the day I found it, which is the main thing. I just had a message from Rob saying I was just literally talking about doing pigs here, wasn't I, about bringing pigs over. And he said his pigs at Stonebridge Farm are running all over the map. He said he didn't know that was a thing that could happen. But I suppose Frontier, we had some sheep that used to be just wherever they wanted to be. It seemed a little bit strange, but they seemed to go anywhere. Into the silo we go. I think the next load I will probably put some feed in the chicken pen. I'll tip it into the silo because that's here, isn't it? Yeah. Which way is this open? In or out? In. Cool. So I can back in, put a little bit in there, ready for when we get our chickens. Cool. Just missed that wall then. I'm so happy the cows reproduced. Not they weren't going to reproduce, but again, it's that, you know, it's very cool. Here, I'll do that next time. I thought there was a fence here, but it's not. When I come out, I'll just cut across this bit of waste ground. Full tank, so the time it takes me to go, come back. Guaranteed it's going to be pointing the wrong way, isn't it? Is it going to be pipe facing the... no. Oh, I don't know, hang on. No. Of course. There's still a lot of this field left to harvest. We shall do well with this. Lovely job. Let's see what we end up with. I think I might go straight into linseed. I think next episode we'll get the Court Farm stuff done because that's Kaleb. What Kaleb originally wanted us to do was OSR. We had our list of instructions. Like I said, I know I've said that a few times, but that's sort of Kaleb's harvest. And this is part of KCC, but that's the harvest we originally set the job to do. I think all the rest of the bits. The chickens, getting them in, getting the OSR done will be the next one. just switched over from the wheat field to the linseed field. The linseed field is for getting straw off this as well. This is going to be bumper bonus time. We're going to do so well out of this. Because unlike when you're doing hay, I say unlike when you're doing hay, your hay bales are worth something, so is your straw. But I've always viewed it that your grass and your hay is only worth a certain amount. So if you're turning grass into hay, yes, it's worth a little bit more, but the grass itself isn't worth a huge amount. The beauty of straw as a byproduct of a harvest is whatever your harvest is worth, the linseed, the wheat, the barley, whatever it might be, that's where your cash comes from. The straw is always the bonus. That's the extra bit on top, which can either be used for making total mixed ration, use it for bedding, or if you've got any particular productions that use straw, and there are a load. The straw hats, and there's all sorts that we've used straw for. There was the manure production that took straw and water and something else, and so straw being a byproduct of a crop makes it, I personally think, far more valuable. I think, I know a lot of people just, well, you know, I don't do straw swap, there's no point, you know, you might use it for bedding, but a lot of people don't use it in their total mixed ration mix. And I know at the moment on here, because silage for the cows is 90%, why would you use silage, hay and straw to make total mixed ration to gain an extra 10% when you can just use silage and get your 90, you know? So it depends where you are, where you're farming, you know, what region, that kind of thing. But for this, especially doing the pellets, because this is technically a byproduct, anything we get from this is a bonus. It's all extra money. So the fact we're getting on both of these fields, and I've got a couple of like small contract fields, we'll get some off of those as well. This still will do all right. I'm really pleased with this. So I just wanted to show you the fact we're on it. You know, I didn't want to sort of get to the end of the video and go, all right, all the linseed's done, all the, you know, and you haven't seen any of it happening. You know, we are harvesting and we are doing all right. Did I record it? I did record it. I was putting some of the feed in for the chickens. It seemed to be taking quite a lot, and I panicked, so I backed off. So what I've done is I've put a cockerel in. The cockerel's in, and I'll put the chickens in probably the next video. But I wanted to just double check the amount of feed that was in there, and I think it take more like the one up at Court Farm, 7,000 and something. I think I got to 6,000 and started to panic that I thought it was just pouring into the ground or something, you know. So we're good. I'm going to top that up to make sure that's fine. The cockerel's okay, and then we'll get our chickens in there as well. But I think we're going to end up with, I've done 2 full loads at 18.6, so that puts us at what? 36, 37.2. I think I've got another 8 in the trailer, 8 and a bit. So we're going to be looking at, I reckon, about 45,000. Is that right? Is my maths right now? Probably not. But that's what we're going to be looking at off that. We'll get some linseed off this. Again, I haven't checked the price of these. I didn't put them in the ground because they were particularly bumper crops. The wheat was already in the ground. This one I put in because I just wanted to do linseed. I hadn't done it, you know, so I thought, yeah, let's do some linseed and see how we go. Yeah, I'll see you when we've got this done. We know how much linseed we'll have in the silo, we'll have our wheat in the silo, and we'll have our chicken feed filled up, so we're good to go for the chickens. And yeah, first part of our harvest done. But like I know I keep going on about it, but the main one is the Court Farm one. Kaleb's contract that he initially gave us for OSR on the Court Farm fields. That's the one we are aiming for. We are heading back, both fields done. We ended up, this is the first load back, so we've got 18,193 litres of linseed. It's close to get there. 2 fields of straw swath. And I've taken on, I've had some more harvesting contracts that have popped up. We've got oat, rye and another one. What was the other one? Wheat contracts have popped up. So I've taken on 3 that I'm going to do off camera, and because all 3 that I've taken on, I can get wheat off of those as well. So deal locally with the farmers. Straw swath is ours if we want it. That's what Kaleb said originally. I think in one of his first messages that I put up on the screen in one of the first videos on here was that we would be buying straw. What did he call it? In the row. yeah. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be getting straw in the row, and we will be utilising it to maximum effect. So in effect, free straw, which will have a knock-on effect. Why did I come this way? I already said I had that route. It's because I bought the harvester up this way, ready to go out to the fields. Yeah, the knock-on effect of that will be huge. The amount of money we can make. I mean, we can do that anyway, and I've said that already in this episode, that depending on what you're utilising your straw for, and there are lots of productions and things available to do that, especially if you can get your straw for free, then it's all profit. I was going to wait until the next episode. I'm just thinking, it's that thing of I'm doing jobs, waiting for harvest time to come around again. Once harvest time hits, then everything goes mad again, which I suppose is no different to real farming, because we've got the harvesting to do, we've got jobs we're going to do off the back of the harvesting, then there'll be all the re-prepping of fields, there'll be the ploughing, the cultivating, the fertilising jobs, all those kind of things will come up again. So the contracting will start picking up pace again. And I'm thinking the couple of things I want to get done in the next episode, taking time to do the chickens probably wouldn't be sensible. Let's get that closed. Oh, we ended up with, in the end, 45,000 litres of wheat. The chickens here took, the chicken trough took 10,000 litres here. And we got 35,000 litres in storage, so 45,000 litres, which I have to say, I am more than happy with. So, if we come to here, and we shall see. Let's go, I'm going to get... Yeah, we're going to get older ones. How many can we have? 50 in total. They won't reproduce, but we'll be getting maximum original. It's only 2,695 to fill that up. So you know what? That's fine. We're going to do that. Boom. Our chickens are in. They are fed. And if we go to here, there you go. 9,999 litres. So they're in. And you can see there are 76 and 76 of our cows. So, job's done, and as I said off camera, I've got some harvest contracts to crack on with and get those going next episode. Over to Corp Farm, OSR, and we'll look at the straw situation. That is the plan. If you're still with me, if you stuck with me right to the end, right now, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.